RC390 ruled the middleweight sports bike segment in India for a long time, with the powerful 42 bhp engine and sharper handling characteristics made that bike a wild child. On top of that, the decent pricing made it accessible for the masses, and in the masses were also these, the chapris. Almost every RC390 owner became a doctor and modified the headlights, the paint job, tires, anything that could possibly be modified has been modified. So much so that the KTM India lost its cool
Emotional, damn it!
and said enough of this nonsense and changed the styling and up the price so that these wild kids don't get hands on one of them. For the genuine enthusiasts who are looking for a good middleweight sports bike are left with the RR310 and 310R from TVS and BMW. But the problem with them is that they come with a lot of engine refinement issues, and the Yamaha R3, which is pretty much flat in terms of updates it received. And the pricing has made it look like a moon in the distant sky. To dominate this gap, Aprilia came up with the all-new RS457.
Wow, the initial impressions, the acceleration is damn good on this one. Wow, this just pulls. Wow, riding position is committed. It's not like completely committed like the RC390. It gets 17-inch wheels up both at front and at the rear, with the tire sizes being 110 section tire at the front and a 160 section tire at the rear, which is massive. And these tires are TVS Eurogrip Pro Top tires, which offer as much grip as their name sounds. So very grippy rubber, which I have in my hands. I get the quick shifter working like very smooth. Wow. I mean, like the quick shifter, man, this quick shifter is smooth. Just pulls, man. It doesn't take much of time to, you know, go from X kilometers an hour to Y kilometers. It just takes off. The acceleration is very friendly when compared with the older RC390s. Like the RC390s, the older RC390s would try to kill you like in a good way. That's the thing. Alright folks, this Italian beauty looks absolutely gorgeous and aggressive at the same time. The first thing you would notice on this bike are these beautifully put together DRLs and the front end as well. It looks very bulky and premium at the same time, which makes this almost look similar to its elder siblings, the RS660 and the RS-V4 factory. No matter which angle you look at it from, this baby gets a liquid cooled parallel twin engine which produces 47 PS of peak power at 9700 rpm. It is just 43 newton meters of torque at 6700 rpm, with much of it being available at earlier rpm range. This engine is also equipped with the ride-by-wire technology, which unlocks riding modes, about which we are going to talk about in a quick moment. On the chassis front, this gets a dual beam aluminum frame, and there's an interesting point about this. The rear swing arm is mounted to the engine itself, not like the swing arm. This is not like the chassis, like it ends here, but the swing arm is mounted to the engine, making the engine part of the stress member. So that's a pretty cool, that's one pretty cool thing here. when it comes to the color variants, it is available in 3 colors: prismatic, dark, the racing stripes, and the opulence light. What we have here with us is the opulence light. The white paint looks very beautiful on this one. I like this one personally. When compared with the other two, they are more on the aggressive side when it comes to the detailing of the paint, but this one looks more like subtle way, and I like the subtleness of this paint scheme. Fit and finish of the front fairing looks very good, like all the parts are flowing into each other. I can't see any panel gaps here. Like all the fairing parts are connected to connected with each other in a very compacted way. The seat height on this one is 800 mm, and I stand 5 feet 9 inches tall, so yeah, I can comfortably flat foot on both of my feet here. So if you are above 5 feet 6, heck, you can even manage with even if you are 5 feet 5, I guess. So it's that much lower. So the rider height is not a big deal with this one. Let's quickly crank this engine up and take a feel of how the exhaust sounds. Yeah, that's the idle sound. It gets a underbelly exhaust. Wow. Yep, the firing order is at a 270 degrees angle, which gives this engine a unique characteristic, like the ones which you feel on the V-twin engines. Sound more growly, and this gets more of that sound. On the rider aids front, it gets 3 riding modes: rain, sport, and road mode. So there are 3 riding modes available. You can switch between them. I've read a lot of complaints about the engine heating issue on the internet while I was researching for this video. So right now I'm in the traffic. I will quickly go through the traffic and try to feel how hot does the engine get. Wow.
Let's go, turn that shit up, man.
Yes, the engine got a little hot, not like too hot, like 31 degrees Celsius right now it's showing, so that's not a problem. But because once you are out of the traffic, you can do this. That little amount of heat which you face is the dividend you pay to use this kind of a performance, so that's not a problem. On the vibrations front, you can feel a little bit of vibrations on the handlebar post 4000 rpm. Right now I'm in the 3rd gear, so I'm trying to pull, and I can feel a slight buzz on the handlebar. Not as bad as what you would feel on a RC390 or RR310. If you are going through any gravel or bad situation, you got the traction control covered for you. It gets 3 levels of traction control. You can toggle that off. You can switch between the different modes of traction control depending upon the situation. Man, the turning radius is on the higher side, so I mean, this is a super sport. You're getting yourself a super sport, so obviously these bikes would not have the privilege of having lower turning radius. Like this that felt pretty good. So one thing that you would love to see on this one is the turn indicators are integrated into the headlight. On the brakes front, this gets a 320mm disc plate at the front and a 220mm disc plate at the rear, and these are floating calipers which are made by the Bybre, where the Bybre stands for Bybrembo, which are manufactured here in India. When it comes to the price, it starts at 4,10,000 rupees ex showroom, which I think is a very good value for money proposition, because this bike is manufactured here in India. So that's the reason why I think is the price is 4,10,000. You get a parallel twin engine, and you get all of this suite of electronics and in rider aids. So 4,10,000 rupees is a very good value for money on this bike. So if you have any purchase related queries, you can contact the MotoPlex Hyderabad. I'll put the contact number right here. You can contact them. A big shout out to the MotoPlex Hyderabad for giving us this bike to make this video today. So yeah, I'll put the remaining details of the showroom in the description, so you can contact them if you have any purchase queries. The only downsides which I feel on this bike are, one, the fuel tank capacity. It gets a 13-liter fuel tank, so on a longer riding day, which means you will have to take more fuel stops. That's one thing. And ground clearance on this one is 150 mm, so be careful with the type of road you want to take this bike on. So yeah, that's with the ground clearance issue, and the final one being the brakes fading away issue. On the initial days, I've seen a lot of the front brake getting faded away quickly, so that issue could be solved by replacing these organic brake pads with the sintered ones, high performance brake pads. And the last one being the lack of service network availability. If you want to get this bike, contact your nearby Aprilia dealership and talk to them about the service station availability. If you are okay with these downsides, then I think what you get is a best middleweight super sport in the country right now. Yeah, having said that, if you had watched till here, please consider subscribing so that we could bring more of these amazing bike videos. So if you want to add anything, please let me know in the comment section. And thank you for watching till here, and it's me, Chaitanya, signing off.